The sport of wrestling is about chosen suffering. It's choosing to do the hard thing time and time again, being able to execute under the toughest conditions.
Ohio State wrestling coach Tom Ryan knows wrestling. He's a two-time NCAA Coach of the Year, and in 2015 led the Buckeyes to the national championship. He's also well acquainted with suffering. In 2004, Tom was the wrestling coach at Hofstra University in New York. At the time, Tom and his wife had 4 children. Their 5-year-old son, Teague, was a healthy boy who loved to wrestle and loved his family. On February 16th, everything changed.
We were at the dinner table, and we're laughing, talking about the day. We got up from the dinner table, and he starts running around. My wife starts chasing, and we're laughing, get him, and she hides behind a wall, and he comes around again, and she startles him and picks him up. And within seconds, she was screaming. So I take him and I put him on the coffee table, check his pulse. My wife calls 911. I say he's unconscious, he's not breathing. And I started to do CPR on him.
Still in shock, the Ryans followed the ambulance to the hospital, where they would receive the heartbreaking news.
And I'll never forget when the doctor comes walking out of the emergency room, and we're waiting, and he, his head's not up, and he's looking down, and we knew, right? We knew. And he just said, hey, we're sorry. We're just sorry. I was lost. Yeah.
Teague had suffered a fatal heart attack due to a genetic anomaly.
It was an emptiness. We were lost.
Now the Ryans had to deliver the news to their other children. That's when Tom's son asked him a pointed question.
Jake asked me a common sense question. When my wife and I opened the car door, he was right there. And he said, where is he? Where's Teague?
The question caused Tom to think deeply about what happens after death.
The fact that I couldn't answer a simple question like that, it rocked me. And it was the start of my journey. And it wasn't necessarily to find God. It was just really, for me, it was the search of the truth. What is the truth?
Still grieving, Tom considered every option.
I took the piece of paper. On side 1, there's a God, and on side 2, there is no God. That we are here by chance. There is divinity or there is chance. And that was the approach I took to answering the question of my 8-year-old son that wanted to know where he was. I have average intelligence, right? So let me go to the smartest minds on the planet. What do they think? I studied evolution. I got DVDs in evolution.
Tom began reading Christian authors as well.
The Case for Christ, that was one of the first books I read. And I read The Case for Creator and the Case for Faith and Purpose Driven Life. And ultimately, the facts were overwhelming on the side of God.
While in his car, 8 months after the death of his son, Tom prayed.
I knew that Jesus was real, so I just, in my car, just prayed the prayer that Jesus, I cannot do this without you. That I need you. That I need you, and I know that you are who you say you are.
Tom found comfort in his Bible, specifically in the Gospel of John.
When I read John, I fell in love. Ultimately, it was love that pulled me. I felt the deepest love I had never experienced before in reading John.
For years, the grief still remained. However, Tom began experiencing a new peace in place of the suffering.
There's no way, there's under no circumstance would I have ever sacrificed a child, right? And the fact that our God did that was something that really drew me even further to the faith. Like, you took the most precious thing and you gave it for a ransom. For what? For someone you didn't even know.
Today, as Tom leads one of the nation's best college wrestling programs, he takes joy in being able to confidently answer the question his son asked him so long ago.
The good news, and this is a love story. That's the love story. The good news, I know exactly where he is. And I know without question I'll see him again. There's no doubt in my mind. And I would say to anyone that lost a child, that's struggling, yeah, it's hard and it's painful and it's not going to go away. And it's 19 years removed, and I can drive down the street and think about a time we had in the restaurant, and I'll just break down crying. It never gets easy, but God's real. Who am I? Look at all the blessings I have. I have so many blessings. I'm so grateful for what I have. And he's been the center of all of it.